A Waitai Coastal-Burwood Community Board report. Valley Barber.
Morning, everybody. I'm joined once again by Chris Turner. A bit self-conscious here that I'm the only one who's got my governance person with me to drive the laptop.
We would never have known that.
I know. But you have to mention these things. First things first, I guess you've all read the report, so I'll just take it as read. Just before we start, I want to publicly thank the Chief Executive for and the staff for the weekend ban on freeding camping that they enacted at the request of the residents, who are very grateful for it. We were getting a bit out of control with the car parks there, and the locals were having trouble getting access to the surf club and places like that on the weekends, so we really appreciate that, so thank you. So no Part A recommendations to Council. I guess the next thing is the hot pools. So earlier this week we had the blessing of Heipuna Taimoana hot pools, which was a great occasion for the people of New Brighton. We had DCL there, Rob Hall spoke, we had former Councillor David East speak on behalf of the Pier and Foreshore, and we had our own Councillor Phil Major give a rousing speech, and complimented
Everything Phil does is complicated.
Phil was very complimentary about the construction of the place, because I guess he knows about these things, and it's been done really, really well. And you would have seen, if you just go one slide back, I mean, the view, that's from the steam room. It's just a fantastic view. So that's a window that you look out over the beach, and I think they've done.
We see in the other way. Oh, just a...
Sorry, Leanne?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
It's one way.
Well, actually, there's a bit of a sort of a shading across the bottom. You can't really see it, so it'd be much harder to see in than it is to see out.
It gives them comfort. It's a one-way mirror.
Just as well. So, staff have consulted with the board on the pricing, and we're happy with that. Obviously, it'll look to, they'll perhaps look to review that after 6 months or so. The opening, I think, is for April 4th. So they're just getting their systems in place and getting everything sorted out. So we're really happy with the way that's progressing. We've had a few other events over the last month or so. One is I Love New Brighton, which is the 10th event they've held. Sort of arose out of the earthquakes, and it's really just to celebrate the community. Over 30 local groups will showcase themselves at the event. It's really positive. There's a lot of people there, and very well attended by the local community. Hundreds of volunteers, and there's so many amazing groups in the two wards. The driving force behind these things are people like Renew Brighton, New Brighton Project, and Youth Alive Trust, and the New Brighton Business and Landowners Association, and of course the City Council plays a big part as well. Moving on from that, we also had the 5th annual Parklands at Play, which is another great event to celebrate local community. Important to note that our community board was at these events consulting about our ongoing community board plans, and we got a bit of engagement from the people who came up with various ideas, and we're sort of collating that moving forward. And council staff have been really gone beyond the expected in helping us with that. They've come along to these events, and they've been at evening events where we've been outside supermarkets and consulting with people as they rush in and out getting their pandemic supplies. Progress report against the community board plan is progressing really well with this consultation. So community board matters of interest. 4 of us went out to Brooklands to a workshop run by council staff. It was really well run by staff and the facilitators. And we all heard the residents' feedback, and it finished on a positive note. Things are looking pretty positive the year for the future. Things are going to get done and change for those people. We're also excited about the next slide, please. Oh, of course, sorry, the bus trip. So we toured the ward on Monday of this week for about 4 hours, or the 2 wards. And this is a picture of one of the gardens in the red zone. Fantastic place. We sampled some of the bits and pieces, didn't we, Phil? Yeah. And we've been all over the ward. Staff were really good, just sort of explaining the various things that are going on in various places that need attention. And it was really good to get a good view of the whole place. So I guess one thing that really excites us is we get a lot of feedback. Next slide, please. We get a lot of feedback about people wanting to see the area which they live in looking better and the approaches to it. And we've sort of identified a few of the approaches into the New Brighton-Burwood sort of area as looking good, but one that we are really keen to see changed over time is the Pages Road Bridge, which goes directly into the heart of Brighton. And we're pleased to see that it's become a bridge of metropolitan significance. So we're really looking forward to seeing how that progresses over the next few years. And future events, we've got the New Brighton Duke Festival of Surfing coming up, which is always successful, and Duck Down to the River, which is in the sort of Dallington part of the 2 wards. So unless you've got any questions, that's it.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thanks very much.
Well, maybe Mr. Phil Major would like to move that the report be received. I know James would, and Aaron Kewen, I assume that was the seconder. Is there any debate? I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you
very much.
It's Chris.